What's up, everybody? This is Diaries of a Wounded Warrior. I am your host, Halston, and today is Maintenance Monday. And on Maintenance Monday, we take a few minutes to ourselves, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, a whole hour, whatever it is, and we self reflect. We try to find those deficiencies that are holding us back, and we set goals to attack those deficiencies in healthy ways and to progress our day to day lives to become more well rounded, to maintain ourselves, and really more than anything, just to start our week off right on the positive track that it needs to be. And on today, we're going to start out. I'm going to reflect back on last week, the goals that I set, and going to tell you guys some things I think I did well, some things I think I could have done better. Going to go into how my day has been so far, how I went this morning about maintaining myself and starting my morning off right. And then we're going to establish what our priorities are and how we're going to go about making those goals and hitting those targets. So I'll go ahead and get started off. Last week, you guys know my priority was mental health. And I mean, overall, I think the week really went really well. Had my therapy session last Monday, had another therapy session a couple hours ago, and the progression in that therapy is coming along. It's doing great. I'm starting to see changes. More than anything, I'm starting to really recognize the elements of how I approach situations and how I'm really looking at things in a very narrow way as opposed to looking at the entire picture. But going back to last week and my priority and focusing on mental health, working through those worksheets, I think that I did well. I allocated plenty of time to do my worksheets. I looked at all my step points that we established in my therapy, analyzed them all, and really kind of broke them down to better understand them. And I think that I did that really well. One of the things that I feel like I could have done a little bit better, and it's been kind of an ongoing thing, is while I'm working through my therapy, for the social discomfort that I have when engaging in conversations with other people, I tend to continue to keep my guard up and continue to isolate myself from those situations. Even though I know that those situations, through practice, I can go become better at them, I'm still like keeping myself from them, and I'm still staying isolated, and I'm not participating in those situations. And I mean, I'm going through the therapy, I'm doing my worksheets, I'm understanding the process, and that's all well and good. I can do that as much as possible until my heart's content. But until I start putting myself out there and start engaging in those areas that I'm finding difficult, I'm never going to get better. And so that's one of those things this week I feel like I kind of failed on. I focused too much on what's going on here at home and not as much trying to really get out of the house, trying to really put myself in those social environments to practice these new skills that I'm learning. And so moving forward, that's definitely something that I'm going to try to work on. And if any of you other guys and gals out there watching this have any kind of similar issues, let me know. Leave a comment down there. We can work through this together. And, like I said, this is a community, guys, so we're here for each other. Uh, but this week, so we're going to shift gears a little bit, not saying that those things are not still going to be a priority, but this week I am refocusing on education. A lot of you guys know that I'm going to school full time. I am going for a degree in criminal justice. Once I get my associate's degree, which is soon, after next semester, I'll have an associate's degree. I'm going to transfer over to the local university. I will be attending there, pursuing my bachelor's degree in, it'll either be criminology or criminal justice. I might still stay in criminal justice and go the Bachelor of Science route. I was considering a BA of criminology, but I'm back and forth, and I won't be able to make that choice until it's here. But either way, those are the two avenues that I have as options or that I'm considering. And right now, through my classes now, starting to get to that point where we're getting to our final exams, and with some classes starting much later than other classes with the new curriculum because of COVID. I have a midterm this week. I have a case report due this week, a project due this week, tons and tons of pages I have to read. I think this week it's a little bit of a lighter week, but I still have about 150 pages that have to be read this week. I have that project, I have that midterm, and I have a case report. So it's a lot going on. So today, woke up this morning, first thing I did, had that coffee, walked the dog, came in here, got to the whiteboard, set up the whiteboard, did my goals, did my priorities, and then I went into the calendar. I'm like, okay, considering the workload, on what days do I need to complete which assignments, and when do I need to hit those targets to make sure that I'm going to be on track going into next week. And I even looked forward, like, what does next week look like? And what do I need to do to make sure that once I get done with this week, I get everything finished so that I don't have an overwhelming workload next week. And so, guys, that's my priority. And I went day by day, like hour by hour, blocked everything out and said, okay, on this day, I'm going to get this done before lunch. I'm going to get this done before the gym. And whenever I come home, anything that I've missed, that's what's got to get done before I can kind of relax. And then the next day, do the exact same thing. And I set it up so that I can just go around my whiteboard, start to finish, and I complete something, draw that red line through it, and then go down to the next thing. And I keep moving forward and keep moving forward. And so, guys, that's my priority this week. That's what I'm going to be working on hard this week. Like I said, you can still change those priorities. You can still set those goals on Monday. And it doesn't mean that you're going to neglect what we've already worked on. Just keep those things in the back of your mind, and keep adding a little bit and a little bit and a little bit to your weekly routine. And eventually you're going to get to the point to where you're firing on all cylinders and you're hitting all areas that you need to work on in your individual life. And guys, that's the best way to start your week. Like starting Monday off with a clean whiteboard or a clean calendar and filling in those blocks and giving yourself that purpose and that direction is the easiest way for you to guarantee that on Monday, I have these things I want to have done, to accomplish, to succeed at before Friday. And I'm going to program it in my week, and I'm going to follow myself through those steps. And by Friday, I'm going to get it done. And that's the easiest way to do it, is to write it out, program it in your calendar, set your priorities, set your goals, attack each one of them, and then you're going to get into the routine to where you just get up, you know exactly what you need to do, when it needs to be done, and you know how your pace can be implemented into that program. Like, everybody has a different speed, has a different pace. Me, I have to get up several hours before I'm even capable of, coming in here and really getting to work, opening a book and reading hundreds of pages. I can't, like, I'm not like my wife. My wife can just get up in the morning, have a shower, open a book, and she can go. Whereas me, I take time, and I know that. So I know if I need to hit the day off at 10 o'clock, I have to be up by 7 o'clock. Otherwise, I'm not going to be going at 10. And so take those things into consideration. Make sure to include those delays into your schedule, because that's going to be the best way for you to set yourself up for success, and to make sure that on Wednesday, whenever you have that thing that needs to be done by lunch, it's done and it's not a surprise, and it's not something that takes you by surprise or hits you off guard. That you get there on Wednesday and you have it finished, and then when you get to Friday, you look back and you're like, I completed everything, I hit all my goals, I hit all the targets, and I was successful because I programmed my week and I set it up so that I could be successful during that week. And so, guys, like I said, this week I'm going to be focusing on education. I'm going to be focusing on hitting those goals and drawing lines through every single one of those assignments and every single one of those things that I need to get accomplished this week. And that's what I'm going to be spending my time this week focusing on. All right, guys. Well, that's really all I got. I hope that every single one of you are able to take that time, those 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour, whatever it is, sit down, pinpoint your deficiencies, determine what do I need to do this week to keep pushing myself in the right direction to continue to set myself up for success. Take those goals, and whether it's putting them on a calendar, putting them in your phone, putting them on a whiteboard, sticky notes, whatever it is, write it out, put it somewhere. When you complete something, cross it out and write something else. And then that way you're always going to be moving forward. That is the best way that I know of to start your week off in the right direction, to work, to maintain yourself, and to really, really help reinforce the positive goals that everybody has that they want to accomplish. But a lot of times, what people do is they get up on Monday, they don't write anything down, they get to Friday, they look back and they're like, I literally didn't accomplish anything. Get up, write it down, cross it out, keep going. And we're all going to be successful and we're all going to complete our goals. And on Friday, we'll pour that glass of whiskey and we'll be able to enjoy it looking back, saying, man, I accomplished a lot. Well, guys, before I get off of here, like always, even if you don't realize it, even if you don't believe it, there's a warrior in every single one of you, and I see it. Take care.